Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now in November 2012 I made a video called the World Control Moon, which basically listed and showed how you can control your world by having all of the various game rules set up in command blocks. Now this is in 1.5 I think it was. So this was just when Gamerule came out, and I thought, you know what, it's time I actually did a refresh of this, because another thing, a lot of people were actually starting to ask me about it again and asking me for the downloads. Now unfortunately that world no longer exists, so I needed to create a new one, and I thought it's also a good time to get back to my map in the box series, which I kind of stopped when 1.7 came out, and yes, 1.8 is a perfect time to give you budding map makers out there some of the tools to very quickly and very easily create your own mini games. Okay, so very quickly to show you what I've got here. This is just kind of like my control center for whatever new project that I'm going to be using. I'm actually going to put this into the World of Warcraft map that I'm working on. I'll also be using this in another map which you guys will hopefully see very shortly. And I'll probably put this into Bacon Wars as well, so this will be a good thing for the Bacon Wars map as well. Now you can take this and either build your map in this empty world, so this is a completely blank world, or you can take this and copy this in MCEdit and just drop it into your pre-existing worlds. If you do use MCEdit to drop it into your pre-existing worlds, you just need to do the default setup. All you need to do is press this button and it'll set up everything that you need and do some basic default settings for you to get yourself up and running. Okay, but I'll be doing a series on this, so we'll talk a bit more about it. Now you'll see the moment you log in, you will spawn on this little red piece of glass there. Now the world spawn point is actually set right about here. It's roughly about right there is where the world spawn point currently is set to. So when you log in and for the first time, you will spawn somewhere in these bunch of chunks over here. But I've got a setup that you will then be taken and spawned right over there, which I'll show you towards the end. So let's quickly jump into this. If you know about game rules, maybe just give this video a skip or just watch it to refresh your memory. Okay, so the first thing is we've got day and night toggle. So if we turn day and night on, it means that the game will have a day and night cycle. So you can see the sun at the moment is, let me just move, is actually moving across the sky very slowly, which means the day-night cycle is on. If I turn it off, it is now off, and you'll see that the sun won't move, and it basically time has now frozen and has been stopped. Okay, next we have something called FireTick. At the moment FireTick is off, which means that if I were to, actually let's turn it on, let's do it the other way around. So if I turn FireTick on, and I were to, I'm missing this hole, and I were to set this tree over here on fire, the fire will actually spread. Okay, so that would be when FireTick is on. So let me just kill this, and you'll see it. Yeah, there we go. You'll see immediately that kind of, and there we go. All right, a whole bunch of stuff started catching fire. If I now turn this off, it will actually stop the fire from spreading. It won't actually kill the fire that is there, but it'll stop it from spreading, and it'll stop the blocks actually breaking. The next thing we have mobLoot. Okay, now what the mobLoot does, at the moment I've got mobLoot set to off. So if I kill this cow, you see it'll drop nothing. If I set mobLoot to true, and I find, where's my other cow gone? Hello? Okay, I'm sure I had two cows here. Okay, well now I just need to spawn another cow. Okay, so if I now kill this cow, you'll see it actually drops its loot. Let me just turn it on just to show you. Do that again, summon another cow, and now it won't drop loot. Okay, very cool. Next we've got mob spawning. So at the moment mob spawning is turned off. So if I set the time to night, okay, you will see that no mobs will spawn at all. No friendly mobs, no hostile mobs, nothing. If I turn it to on, so if I turn it on, and I just need to move out, and it takes a couple of seconds to actually do. Oh, there we go. Right up there, we'll see we've got a zombie. Hello, Mr. Zombie. We'll just kill him. Oh, there we go. You'll see it all start spawning. Right, if I turn it off, well, you saw what happens when I turn it off. They won't spawn. Okay, so let's just stop that. Next, we've got tile drops. So basically, at the moment, tile drops is set to true. So if I mine something in survival, it'll actually drop a block. And if I do something like this, you'll see that it's spitting out blocks. The moment I turn The moment I turn TileDrops off, you'll see that it'll actually stop dropping blocks. And even if you mine now, nothing will happen. You will break the block, but the block won't actually drop. So this is useful in its cases like here, we have minigames and adventure maps and so forth. Okay, TileDrops is false. Let me just stop this thing, because I hate these clocks actually. They make a big noise. Next we've got keepInventory. So if I just turn keepInventory off, alright, and I were to kill myself, you'll see that my inventory just splattered all... Oh, here's the cow I was looking for. Why were you invisible? Okay, so it'll just splatter all over the place. Okay, oh, and I got some wood. And you're a witch as well. Okay, well, just get rid of you. Go away. Right. So that is keepInventory. So if I turn it on and I now do a kill, you'll see that I keep my inventory. Okay. Very cool. Where were we? logAdminCommands. So if you turn logAdminCommands on, what it will do is it will actually any output that is created by a command block. For example, if I just turn command block output on, you'll see all of that will be written into the log files of the server. If I turn it off, it won't actually log all of these. So it kind of just cleans up your log files, so it's easier to see if there's actually something going wrong with the server itself. Go away, you're on my way. Okay, mobGriefing. So mobGriefing, if I were to, at the moment you'll see it's turned off. Okay, if I were to light this creeper, you'll see nothing happens. Okay, it doesn't destroy anything because mobGriefing is set to false. However, if I were to turn it on, okay, so mobGriefing is set to true, and I were to spawn a creeper up here, let me just spawn a creeper up here, and I lit the creeper will destroy the world. Okay, very basic stuff. Cool, but basic. Okay, so let me just turn this off. Right, then we have natural regen. Now this has got to do with the way you regenerate health in a on a map. So if you, for example, are running an ultra hardcore mode or something like that, by turning this on, it means that food will no longer regenerate your health, and you need a health potion, or you need to get a golden apple or make a golden apple. I think that's what it is. Okay, so, but yeah, I've never really used it, never really found use for it. Next, we have death messages. At the moment, death messages is turned off. So if I kill myself, you'll see it just says killed Dragnos. Okay, so it's because I killed myself. Right, if I turn death messages on, okay, you'll actually see how I died. So you'll see Dragnos fell out of the world. Okay, so that is just, you know, can turn that on. So if a skeleton kills me, for example, it'll say a skeleton shot me. If I turn it off, it won't give me that message. Next, I've got command block output, which is you've already seen. If I turn this on, you'll see that whatever the command block is doing, it'll actually spam my chat quite severely. Okay, so it's pretty much always put on off. It's only really used for diagnostic purposes. Sorry, let me just quickly clear and kill all of these. Okay, let me just clear. No, they didn't drop anything. Okay, right, next we've got PvP. Now, there's something that I kind of came up with myself. Well, something that it's not really a game rule, but something that I kind of cooked up. So basically, when somebody joins the game and they are not in a group, everybody will be added to one group called players. And then what this PvP does, it just turns the friendly fire for that group on and off. So for example, now PvP is on, so if somebody else was on the server, we could hurt each other. Now it's off and we won't be able to. So it's just a good way to turn PvP on and off. The next, I've got weather. Now what the weather does, it has two states. It has a clear weather for 1,000,000 seconds, or it has thunder for 1,000,000 seconds. Okay, obviously you can have your own variations of this and, you know, have various settings for it. But yeah, this is the two that I have for now. So I've never really found an in-between reason to have any one or the other. Then a few of the other things I have is I have time set day, just some of the more common commands I use. Time set night, toggle downfall. This will now just turn it off. Okay, but now it'll only turn it off, and then whenever the next cycle, rain cycle is, it'll rain again unless I turn weather to clear, and then it'll clear for 1,000,000 seconds. And then I just have kill all non-player entities. This will kill any entities on your map. It's just a good way to clear it off. Okay, now the way that the spawn point works is on the right hand side you'll see that I've got a lifetime score. Now that score increments every tick that I am alive. Okay, so you'll see I've been alive for 2,700 ticks since my last death. Okay, to get that you go scoreboard, objectives, add, and then whatever the objective is you want to call it. I called it lifetime, but you can call it alive, for example, and then it is stat dot time since death. Okay, and this will then give you a lifetime timer. So basically a timer. Okay, so the way I've actually used it is I'm using this to actually have players spawn on the correct spot. Now the reason I'm doing that is, and if you've watched any of my other videos or been a long time watcher, you know that I have this thing about getting people to spawn where I want them to spawn. So even though they'll spawn in this chunk, I don't necessarily want them to be in this chunk. Okay, I want them to be pinpoint on that red dot over there. Okay, that's exactly where I want them to be. So what I've done is every time this command block over here, okay, all it does, it is checking for anybody who has a lifetime score of between 0 and 10. So this is 10 game ticks. So anybody who has a lifetime score from 0 to 10 game ticks, it'll teleport to that red block. So even if I die now, okay, I will be teleported straight away here. I won't be teleported. Well, I will spawn somewhere there, but will be teleported here. And then because the 10 ticks happen so quickly, I won't be teleported again. So I've actually really streamlined my my mechanism to one command block, where normally it took like 2 or 3 or 4 command blocks to do the same thing. And then over here I just have add all players who's not in a team players, add them to the players team, so that I can turn PvP on and off. And then over here I just have a very fast clock running. This is a full clock. So at the bottom here I am creating stone from that point for 20 blocks in that direction, and above here I'm creating redstone from here to that, and it creates a clock. And if you don't believe me that this is a clock, let me just quickly demonstrate. If I just plop something down here and I just say 1, you'll see boom, it'll spam the chat. And you'll also see I can't actually break this. Okay, cool guys, that's it for the Map in a Box reboot. A lot more will come. I'll kind of build various game mechanics you can use and so forth, so that you can just build and go mad and just, you know, flip a couple of levers and switches and you have your own little mini games. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always I will check you all later.